You just dropped 15 grand on your dream bike. You've insured it, you've registered it, and you've even bought a lock that cost more than some people's rent. But here's the cold, hard truth. Over 54,000 motorcycles were stolen in the United States in 2022 alone. That's 150 bikes disappearing every single day. And here's what really stings. Only 40% of those stolen motorcycles are ever recovered. The rest, gone forever. Stripped for parts, shipped overseas, or sitting in some thief's garage with a new VIN and a fake title. So where exactly are these bikes getting stolen? And more importantly, how the hell do you stop it from happening to you? Because I can guarantee you right now, it's not where you think thieves aren't lurking in dark alleys waiting to pounce. They're working smarter than that. They know the spots where your guard is down, where your bike is vulnerable, and where they can work without anyone giving them a second glance. Today, we're breaking down the 5 most common places motorcycles get stolen, backed by actual statistics from the National Insurance Crime Bureau and law enforcement data. And we're going to talk about real solutions, not the garbage advice you see on internet forums written by people who've never had their bike stolen. So if you've ever felt that gut punch moment of walking outside and finding an empty parking spot where your bike used to be, this video might just save you from living that nightmare. Let's roll. Number 1, your own property. Yes, your house. Here's the stat that should terrify every motorcycle owner. 54% of all motorcycle thefts happen at or near the owner's home. That's right, more than half. Your driveway, your garage, your backyard, that's ground zero for motorcycle theft. Not some sketchy downtown parking lot. Why does this happen? Because thieves know that's where you keep it. They've seen you roll up every evening. They know your schedule better than your own mother does. And they know that once you're inside watching Netflix or sleeping, that bike is just sitting there, alone, unguarded, ready to be loaded into a van and disappear into the night. And here's the kicker. Even if your bike is in the garage, that doesn't mean it's safe. Standard garage doors can be defeated in under 30 seconds with a coat hanger or a simple manual release trick. And if your garage has windows, congratulations. You've just given thieves a free showroom to browse your collection. They can see exactly what you've got, what locks you're using, and how they're going to defeat them before they even make their move. Thieves don't work alone on residential jobs either. It's typically a 2 or 3 man crew. One guy acts as a lookout, watching for neighbors or cops. The others do the heavy lifting, literally. And because most people don't expect a crime to happen at their own home, neighbors who see a van backed up to your driveway at 2 in the morning just assume you're moving furniture or helping a friend. Nobody calls the cops. Nobody intervenes. So how do you protect your bike at home? First, if you have a garage, use it. But don't just park the bike in there and call it a day. Install a ground anchor, the kind that bolts into concrete, not the flimsy ones you can rip out with a crowbar. Chain your bike to that anchor with a 14mm or thicker hardened steel chain. Not a cable lock, not a thin chain, hardened steel. If your garage has windows, cover them. Thieves scope out targets days or even weeks in advance. If they can't see what's inside, they move on to an easier target. And for the love of God, keep the garage door closed. I know it sounds obvious, but you'd be shocked how many people leave their garage open during the day because they're working in the yard or washing the car. All a thief needs is 5 minutes. Don't have a garage? Then your bike needs to be chained to something immovable. And I mean truly immovable, like a steel pole set in concrete or a permanent fixture. Not a wooden fence post, not a tree, not a decorative light fixture. Thieves will cut through those faster than you can say insurance claim. Add a motion-activated alarm to your bike, the kind that screams at 100 decibels the second someone touches it. It won't stop a determined thief, but it will make them reconsider whether your bike is worth the attention. And if you really want to go next level, install a camera system that covers your driveway or parking area. Even a visible fake camera can be a deterrent because thieves don't want to gamble on whether it's real. Bottom line, don't assume your bike is safe just because it's at your house. Statistically, that's the most dangerous place it can be. Number 2, apartment complexes and parking garages. If you live in an apartment or condo, I've got bad news. Your building's parking structure is a thief's paradise. Underground garages, open parking lots, covered carports, they're all high-risk zones for motorcycle theft. Why? Because they offer thieves everything they need. Low visibility, limited security, and plenty of time to work. Most apartment parking garages don't have adequate lighting. Security cameras, if they exist at all, are poorly positioned or outdated. And residents? They're upstairs living their lives, completely oblivious to what's happening 6 floors below. Even if someone does see suspicious activity, they usually don't report it because they assume the person messing with a bike is the owner. Here's how it typically goes down. A thief, or more likely a team of thieves, will case the building for a few days. They'll note which bikes are parked where, what kind of security they have, and what time the garage is least active. Then they'll roll in with a van, back it up to your bike, defeat whatever lock you've got, and load it up. The whole operation takes less than 5 minutes. By the time anyone realizes something's wrong, they're already on the highway. Apartment garages also attract opportunistic thieves who live in the same building or know someone who does. They've got easy access, they know the layout, and they can blend in without raising suspicion. And because they're local, they can take their time scouting for the perfect target. So what's the fix? First, if your apartment complex has designated motorcycle parking, avoid it. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but lumping all the bikes together in one spot just makes the thieves' job easier. It's like a buffet. Instead, park your bike in a regular parking spot if the complex allows it. Better yet, park it in your assigned car space if you have one, and block it in with your car. If you have to use communal motorcycle parking, chain your bike to another motorcycle. Not just any motorcycle, ideally one that's bigger, heavier, or has better security than yours. Thieves are lazy. If they have to deal with 2 locks instead of 1, they'll move on. Install a GPS tracker on your bike. Hide it somewhere thieves won't think to look, like under the seat cowl or inside the airbox. If your bike does get stolen, you'll at least have a fighting chance of getting it back, and make sure the tracker has real-time alerts so you know the second your bike moves. Finally, talk to your building management about improving security. Push for better lighting, more cameras, and controlled access to the parking garage. Most apartment complexes won't do anything unless residents make noise about it. So make noise. And if you're shopping for a new place to live and you own a motorcycle, do yourself a favor and find a building with secure, well-lit, camera-monitored parking. Number 3, street parking in urban areas. City riders, this one's for you. Street parking is a gamble, and the house always wins. Motorcycles parked on public streets are prime targets, especially in densely populated urban areas, where theft rates are already sky-high. Cities like Los Angeles, Miami, and Jacksonville consistently rank at the top for motorcycle theft, and a huge chunk of those thefts happen on public streets. Why? Because street-parked bikes are accessible 24/7. There's no gate to get through, no parking attendant to deal with, and no building security to avoid thieves can scout your bike during the day, come back at night, and steal it without ever setting foot on private property. And in busy cities, bystanders are so desensitized to street activity that even if someone sees your bike getting loaded into a van, they won't think twice about it. Street parking also makes your bike an easy target for opportunistic theft. A thief doesn't need a plan. He just needs a van, some basic tools, and 5 minutes of uninterrupted time. Most urban motorcycles stolen from the street are taken between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m., when foot traffic is low and police patrols are stretched thin. And here's the brutal reality. If your bike is stolen from the street, the odds of recovery are even lower than usual. Why? Because by the time you realize it's gone, report it, and police start looking, the bike has already been moved to a chop shop, stripped for parts, or loaded into a shipping container headed overseas. So what do you do if street parking is your only option? First, pick your spot carefully. Park under a streetlight, ideally one with heavy foot traffic during the hours your bike will be there. Thieves hate light and they hate witnesses. The more visible your bike is, the less likely it is to get stolen. Never park in the same spot every day. Thieves look for patterns. If they know your bike is always on the same corner at the same time, they'll plan accordingly, mix it up. Change your parking location regularly to make yourself a harder target. Use multiple layers of security. A disc lock alone won't cut it. Combine a disc lock with a chain that goes through the frame and around a solid object like a bike rack or street sign pole. Make sure the chain is off the ground so thieves can't use bolt cutters with leverage. And slap a bright, visible alarm lock on there too. Even if it doesn't stop the theft, the noise might scare them off. Consider a steering lock and pull the main fuse or disable the ignition if your bike allows it. Even if they defeat your physical security, they won't be able to ride it away. They'll have to load it into a vehicle, which takes more time and draws more attention. And if you're parking in a high-crime area regularly, seriously consider a GPS tracker. It's your best shot at recovery if the worst happens. Street parking sucks, but it doesn't have to be a death sentence for your bike if you're smart about it. Number 4, public events, dealerships, and bike nights. You're at a bike night, a motorcycle rally, or even a dealership checking out new models. You're surrounded by other riders, security guards are nearby, and there are cameras everywhere. You feel safe. You let your guard down. Big mistake. Public events are prime hunting grounds for thieves because they attract large numbers of high-value motorcycles all in one place. And here's the kicker. They're not stealing your bike at the event. They're following you home. Here's how it works. A thief walks through a dealership parking lot or a bike night and spots something he likes. Maybe it's a brand new sport bike, a rare classic, or a heavily modded cruiser. He takes a photo of your license plate, maybe even casually strikes up a conversation with you to get a feel for where you're from. Then he tails you, not aggressively. He hangs back a few cars, blends into traffic, and follows you all the way home. Once he knows where you live and where you park, he comes back later, at his convenience, and takes your bike. This tactic is so common that law enforcement agencies have issued warnings about it at major motorcycle events. Thieves specifically target riders at dealerships, rallies, and meetups because they know those locations attract bikes worth stealing. So how do you protect yourself? First, be aware of your surroundings. If you feel like you're being followed, don't go home. Take a detour. Pull into a well-lit gas station or a police station and see if the vehicle behind you keeps following. If it does, you know something's up. Don't overshare information at public events. Don't give out your street name or neighborhood details to strangers. And for the love of God, don't post photos of your bike on social media with location tags that show exactly where you park it. If you're at a dealership or event, use a disc lock or cable lock, even if you're only stepping away for a few minutes. Thieves scope out bikes that are easy to move. If yours is locked, they'll move on to one that isn't. And when you leave, vary your route home. Don't take the same path every time. Mix it up. Take side streets, make random turns, and keep an eye on your mirrors. If someone is tailing you, make it obvious that you've noticed. Most thieves will back off if they realize they've been spotted. Public events should be fun, not stressful, but staying vigilant and protecting your information can keep your bike from becoming a statistic. Number 5, shopping centers, gyms, and workplace parking lots. This is the one that catches people off guard because it feels so normal. You're just running into the grocery store for 10 minutes, or you're at the gym for an hour, or your bike is parked in your company's parking lot during your shift. It's daylight. There are people around. What could go wrong? Everything. Statistics show that 65% of stolen motorcycles were left unattended for more than 1 hour before the theft occurred. Thieves know this. They know that when you park your bike at a shopping center or workplace, you're going to be gone for a predictable amount of time that gives them the window they need to work. Workplace parking lots are especially vulnerable because thieves know you won't be checking on your bike every 10 minutes. You're inside, focused on your job, and because most workplace lots don't have dedicated security watching every vehicle, your bike is just sitting there, unguarded, for 8 hours straight. Gyms are another hotspot. Why? Because thieves know riders are inside working out, and they know gym sessions typically last an hour or more. That's plenty of time to defeat a lock, load a bike into a van, and disappear. Shopping centers are even easier because parking lots are chaotic. People are constantly coming and going, and no one pays attention to someone loading a motorcycle into a vehicle. So what's the fix? First, if you're parking at work, talk to your employer about designated motorcycle parking closer to the building entrance or in a more visible location. If your workplace has security cameras, park in their line of sight. And use a visible deterrent like a disc lock with a bright cable or an alarm. At shopping centers and gyms, park near the entrance where foot traffic is high. Avoid parking in the back corner of the lot where thieves can work without being seen. And if you're going to be gone for more than a few minutes, lock your bike. Every time. No exceptions. Consider using a cover when parking in public for extended periods. A plain, nondescript cover makes your bike less visible. Most thieves won't bother because it draws attention and wastes time. And again, a GPS tracker is your best friend here. If someone does steal your bike from a public lot, real-time tracking gives you and law enforcement the best chance of recovering it before it's too late. The bottom line, don't assume your bike is safe just because you're only going to be gone for an hour. That's all the time a thief needs. Final thoughts. So there you have it. The 5 most common places motorcycles get stolen: your own home, apartment parking, street parking in cities, public events where you're followed home, and those quick stops at shops, gyms, or work. These aren't random acts. Thieves are methodical. They scout, they plan, and they execute. And the only way to beat them is to make your bike a harder target than the next guy's. Use multiple layers of security, chain it, lock it, alarm it, and track it. Park smart, stay aware, and never ever assume it won't happen to you because statistically it probably will. Over 54,000 bikes were stolen last year and only 40% were recovered. Don't let yours be part of that statistic. If this video helped you, hit the like button, drop a comment with your own theft prevention tips, and subscribe so you don't miss future content. Ride safe, lock it up, and stay one step ahead of the thieves.